Yo, what is going on, man? I am BeBall Jones. I am simply a basketball trainer that is here to bring you the blueprint, the stories, and the mindset to help you make progress in your game. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's get it. So I want to piggyback off of last week's episode, talking about you hurting yourself. Why are you causing this pain and affliction on yourself? So if you missed last week's Hoop Jam, go back and listen or watch that one. Because this one is in the same, it's on the same lane, it's on the same road, but a different lane. It's switching up a little bit. So not only are you harming yourself in the way we discussed in part one, which is your negative thoughts and your negative talking about yourself, but you're also now hurting yourself when it comes to the actions or really the lack thereof. So by you procrastinating and not having a sense of urgency to get things done, you're hurting your future you in this sense is too, because you let's say you procrastinate on having a good workout and you getting your body right and getting your game right. At some point, future you would be like, man, I could have been 10 steps further if I started this 2 weeks ago. But because you're procrastinating, you're delaying the growth that you could be having. You're delaying the progress that you could be having. I'm guilty of this all the time, man. I will sit here and procrastinate my butt off, and I finally get to the end goal of where I should be. I'm like, man, I could have been here 60 years ago. I'm not that old, but you get the point. I could have been got done with this, and I could have been over this hill, or and been two hills ahead now, or two levels higher if I would have just did this when I first had the idea. I can't tell you how many times I've had an idea and I'm sitting on it for months. It's like, this is the original idea, or at least original in my aspect. I haven't seen anybody do it before. Next thing I know, I see somebody else doing it, and I'm like, oh, "That's my idea. That's the idea that I had." Come on, bro. Stop procrastinating on these ideas. Stop doing. Stop being lazy. Stop procrastinating and execute faster. Do get these ideas out quicker. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the finished product all the time. Sometimes you can just get an idea out there and get some traction going, because with that momentum moving now, you're going to get better at doing it and get closer to your goal. But guess what? Because you're procrastinating and you started with ground zero, and then 2 weeks later, you're still at ground zero, you have nothing to show for it now. And my self 2 weeks and 2 weeks later looks back at me 2 weeks before and it's like, bro, what were you doing? All the time. Every single time. I'm in that phase right now. I'm like, man, I did not realize how little I've grown and how little I've changed in certain areas. And I look back and I'm like, man, me at this age was doing nothing that I should have been doing. Me at this age was just procrastinating and being so lazy or so inefficient with the work I was doing. I'm working on things that didn't make the biggest changes that I should have had. I'm working on things that were cool, but don't. I'm working on getting the little rocks out when I should be getting the big rocks out. So many times, or I'm just like, I'll get to it next week. I hurt myself so many times. I'm hurting myself so many times doing that. So this is my advice and my hope for you guys. You learn from me and stop being like me and stop procrastinating so much and stop holding yourself back and beating up your future self by procrastinating right now. So please have a sense of urgency when it comes to your training, and have a sense of urgency when it comes to you working out. Have a sense of urgency when it comes to you going after the things you say you want to have. When it comes to being the person that you said that you want to be or that you claim to be. Because a lot of times those are two different people. The person you claim to be and the person you actually are. Sometimes they're probably two different people. You think you're this level of Fooper, but in real life and actuality, you're not that good. So we have to have a better sense of urgency when we say we're going to work out, we're going to train, because we always have this idea of we have tomorrow. But tomorrow's not promised. So let's execute now and get things done now, so we can look back and be like, man, I'm glad I didn't wait. I'm glad I didn't hold myself back by by being lazy. I'm glad I didn't hurt myself at 50 by not working out when I was 18 and 20 and 22 and 25 and 30. Because at some point, we're going to be that generation that's the old people that has grandkids and great grandkids. At some point, if we're blessed enough to see that point. So I would urge all of you guys to think with the perspective of the wise OG sensei. What would he say about what I'm doing right now? Would he approve and be proud of what I'm doing to make him proud at that point? So please, I'm going to urge and implore you again to please stop hurting yourself. All right. Okay. Another time out. Okay. Look, if you got to this point, you have to be enjoying the episode. Like you have to. At this point in the episode, you're enjoying it. So help me help you. Just if you're on Apple right now and you're on your phone, okay, just take your phone, press the subscribe button. It's right there. Just do that with me. Even if on your laptop, take your mouse, boom, click over, boom, do your thing. Now you subscribe. Now you linked in because you don't want to miss the next great episode that I have. But doing stuff like this helps the episode grow, makes the show grow, and the podcast grow so I can keep getting great guests and keep doing great interviews. So if you listen on Apple or Spotify, take a second, look at your phone, press the follow button, okay? And share with a friend or two because you'll find the value in this. You want to have this conversation with your friends so they can have the same value. Now the whole basketball community can grow. All right? Thank you for listening so far. I'm going to get out your way. Let's get back to the episode. Appreciate you.